Hey guys, today I am back. I've been doing some traveling and I'd like to today speak about differences in rimless glasses or semi-rimless glasses. That is the more invisible look in eyewear. So first off, we've got our semi-rimless frame, or we call them logo frames in the industry. They are usually lenses made where they're held in by a fishing line. So really nice and tight. When made the right way, they can easily be tightened, and if it's a loose finished product, we can always shorten the fishing line and make it tighter. Generally speaking, these do not come apart. You'd have to really step on them and really try your hardest to get them out. There is a certain way to take them out. They do require shatter resistant lenses. What's nice about this design though is that it allows for a more intricate, like a thicker design at the top, and at the bottom it's still the invisible look that you might be going for, just allowing for more attention to the top of the frame or perhaps the temples, where this is a line called Lineart. It's a women's line, Japanese made by Charmant Group. Most people have never heard of it. They only make eyewear. Fantastic quality, all titanium, super light. They're made with a flexible temple. You could bend the hell out of these and they never break. We've almost never ever seen one of these break, except for maybe one time a woman ran it over with her car. So you can understand the repercussions on that. Moving on. Traditional rimless glasses have always been made with a notch, and that holds the keeps the frame, the temples, from shifting, from turning. Let me open this up. Sorry, I'm holding the phone with one hand, trying to maneuver with the other. So the way that these are made is, these have always been made with screws, nuts, and bolts. And you can see here in the corners, there's a little notch there at the edge of the lens. And you've got the nuts and bolts holding this thing together. Unfortunately, over time, glasses do go through a lot. I'd be lying if I didn't say that these do tend to get loose. Almost no matter what you do. We put Loctite sometimes on the screws, on the nuts, and they still tend to get loose over time. But most of the more, let's say, high-end, like Chopard in this case, or like Cartier, they do this type of design because it is patented usually. The bushing design, which I'll show you next. Some people can't stand this, the way that the nuts and bolts stick out, these prongs that stick out, but unfortunately you have to keep them at a certain length in order to allow for prescription changes. So let's say your lenses get thicker over time as your prescription worsens. We can still use this frame and put new lenses into it because we still have the length on that prong. The other rimlesses now, for the most part, this is what's called a Swissflex. These are Swiss made, I think. Yeah, they're Swiss made. They're made by a company that also makes Kawasaki's. These are fantastic, super light. They only weigh about 2.5 grams. As a matter of fact, that's what the collection's called. They have these high pressure bushings that are pressed together by a special machine. I'm guessing it's like a heat press of sorts that presses these together without cracking the lens, and it usually stays together. But when it does break, and it can break sometimes, unfortunately with these, most stores don't have the machine required to put these back together. It does require them to be sent to a special laboratory that has that machine that puts these together. But you can see these don't stick out as much outside the lens on the inner side. But they have some pretty cool designs. You can combine different colors, like funky ones like this, with a yellow bridge with green sides. So pretty cool design in my opinion. Again, super light, very flexible, very strong, but they do become a problem in terms of maintenance later on. The next design we have, and our favorite design, is Silhouette. These are Austrian made, as you can see. They come in varieties of temple designs, colors, shapes. I mean, you could literally customize these to anything. Why are these my favorite? Number one, these have no screws anywhere. So the way that these are made, they have these little bushings, and they are patented bushings. They use a material called SPX in their bushings, which is their own plastic design. And once these prongs are pushed into these little bushings, they stay. They almost never come out. They can loosen over many years, and we could just replace them within 2 minutes at the optical store. The other nice thing is that these frames do not have any screws anywhere, including in the hinge. As you can see, when you open and close this, there's just like a little disc there that they roll against. And sometimes over time that can wear out, but that takes many years, and they do sell replacement parts, which is the beauty of these. And these also tend to be the most invisible glasses you can get. Let me demonstrate. Sorry. So these, and you always want to get anti-glare coating on your rimless glasses. The idea being for them to be invisible, obviously. But there's no little nuts and bolts to worry about. There's nothing. They stay together, and you can make this shape wider, you can make it smaller, bigger, whatever you want. You can make it bigger just at top to bottom, you can make it wider, you can change the shape altogether by just choosing another shape. So we love it. The next silhouette that they have is probably their most popular, and these are the hingeless. These have also no screws, of course. These are titanium, and all silhouettes are titanium or made out of their special plastic SPX, which they've patented. Super strong, very light. These have, again, the same bushings holding the lens in place. They do require polycarbonate shatter resistant lenses. Again, you can customize the shape, and this is obviously even more because now you have almost no frame. Really nice design. These weigh nothing, literally. People keep these for years, and the beauty of this is you come back and you change the shape and you can change the look altogether. A newer design that they just came out with are also rimlesses with the bushings, of course, and these have these little these discs that go on top or into the lens all around, and they make it look more like a traditional frame, yet still the versatility of a rimless. Now you cannot change the shape of these unless you choose a different shape from this collection, because each one of these gets one of these rings, and you can get them in a variety of colors. This is a woman's shape, so I'm not going to try these on. But again, super light, very strong. They are on the pricey side. They generally retail somewhere in the 400s to 500s just for the frames alone. They are all titanium and SPX plastic made. Again, made in Austria. Really super duper quality. The beauty of this company is if this little piece breaks, and it can, we can get just this little piece. If you need a new ring, I can get that. Just a bridge, I can get that. They sell every single possible part that you can imagine without having to replace the entire frame. That is wonderful, because you don't have to buy a whole new frame. The parts are expensive, as you can imagine, but still not as bad as having to buy a whole new frame. We have many rimless designs. As you can see, we've got a whole bunch of silhouettes here. And Silhouette is our favorite collection. It's our go-to brand. Sometimes to save a little bit of money, we'll offer different brands. And again, some of the more high-end stuff, they do use the little nuts and bolts, but we need to show them as well. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will try and make more videos more often, and I will see you in the next one. And today on my wrist, just in case, is the Omega Seamaster Aquaterra 41 in the blue. Still loving it, still wearing it. See you in the next one, guys. Thank you.